And then we're going to do 30 seconds of work, 15 seconds, more just a transition from position or like shape to shape. So we're not rushing to get up, get down, move all over the place. Your three stations are all on the ground. So it's more just rotating. We have glute bridge marches. So 30 seconds worth. So again, does not need to be fast, just continuous motion. We have swimmers, which we've done before, but just sort of a shoulder, upper back thing. So if we need to find a different variation, we can do so. And then, by prone, sorry, the prone, belly button down, that one, whatever the fancy word for that is. And then push-ups into a down dog or plank into a down dog, just a stretch. So that can be elevated, knees, tabletop stretch, whatever feels good, right? So just continuous movement. We're going to equate these three stations a total of 3 times, 3 rounds, I should say. Um, from there, we have 5 sets of five. I say heavy enough weight for a deadlift if you have the option to increase weight. 5 sets of 5 on the deadlift, or if we're limited by our weight choices, like I am. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate 5 per side suitcase deadlifts. So a single-sided deadlift, right? Um, so we can kind of do both. So I'll demonstrate both, but at home, I don't have the weights needed to deadlift heavy enough to get what I want. So I'm going to go ahead and do a single leg or single-sided version. And then we're going to finish off with some lateral lunging, good mornings, and renegade rows. So let's start with cat cows, bird dogs, anything you like to warm up with. But I'm going to do our normal stuff. It's okay to, I don't know, add, play, whatever you'd like. Um, so tabletop, and starting with some cat cows. Nice job. I know if you, when you're out of camera view, Maxine, it's okay if you need to pop up once you're, take your time to get through that. But I made the mistake of deadlifting yesterday before I showed you deadlift today. And oh. Yeah, I'm okay. But I'm like, oh, no. I mean, it's a normal level of sore, but I was like, whoa, I have these already. like my butt and my lats. And I was like,
So
why
fun.
didn't I, why didn't I pick squat yesterday? That would have been so much better. Um, oh, I mean, I don't have 170 pounds here, so I had to go somewhere else.
Oh,
Um, yeah, surprisingly, I was pleasantly surprised.
nice.
Didn't expect it. I was like, oh, cool. Um, so yeah, it's good. It's heavy lifting season. The bike is obviously right. I'm still biking, but it's
Yeah.
it's heavy lifting season, in general, and gravel bike season. Um, okay, so we have some, right, we have some floor work. So before we go into our glute bridge marches, all that good stuff, you can do this one standing, Maxine, if you don't want to lay down again. Um, but what I want to do is just check in with how the hips are functioning. So we're going to do this one of two ways. I'm going to do this kneeling, half kneeling, and then we'll do it from like a standing position, so slightly less floor-based. So the first version, right, the floor-based one is the half kneeling here, right? This bottom leg, I'm squeezing this butt. This hip opens, and then if I have room, I'll lean through the hip flexor, not through the belly. So not through belly, my rib cage. If I don't have room, that's okay. That's not a big deal. For a standing variation, actually very similar. I'm going to keep the camera where it is. And this is going to be same thing. So split stance, squeeze your butt, and just stretch it. Right? So
Yeah.
you can do the standing or kneeling. You don't have to lean with this one. This one kind of naturally opens on its own. Um, so half kneeling or a split stance, or just a nice, just check in with the hips. If they're feeling really stiff, that's okay. If they feel really good, that's fine, right? So either half kneeling here, right? Which I think, or we already kind of did a little bit of. Um, and then if you're standing, Maxine, right, or doing a standing variation, you can now take this. So stand, split stance, right? One leg in front of the other. I'm gonna scoot my hands towards my toes. It's okay, I'm not touching. A little stretch, right? And then switch. I think it's called runner stretch. There's a name for this one. I don't know what it's called, but let's do 10 of those. Feel free to join over. I don't know if you're frozen or, yeah. So, yeah, so standing up, one foot in front of the other, kind of scooping my hands towards my toes. Obviously pain-free. Just, I'm setting my hips behind me, right? More dynamic, more of a check-in. So we're not going, you have a bend in this knee, and I can't see, but I have a bend in my front and back knee. Um, some people don't. Some people like to like flex this. I don't. That's just a matter of taste. Not for me. Okay, so glute bridge marches. If we need to make them glute bridges, just make them glute bridges. Okay. Just as an up and down instead of holding. But as intended, okay, we have, okay, I did these yesterday, so I'm doing like two of them for you. This is it. So pay attention or rewind. So, right, we're braced, lift the hips, keep the hips off the ground, right? And then lifting just continuously. Okay, that's movement one. Movement two are your swimmers, so we're facing downwards. And we're gonna go ahead and start with the hands. So back of, I guess, top of the hands, whatever, on the ground, either on the ground or on your back. Back is harder, okay? You're gonna rotate overhead and then back. If you're less constrained than I am, go as far as you can. We're just continuously doing that. Um, if it needs to be more Supermans, it could be here or here. Okay, so those are substitutions you can make. And then push-ups into down dog. Pretty straightforward, right? Knees, assisted, whatever you need to do. And down dog, just nice stretch. So we're doing 30 seconds of each with a 15-second transition, and I will call you through these. So there's no need to worry. If you have your own timer, that is great. Give me a shout, Maxine, when you're ready. Okay. Okay, so we're starting with glute bridge marches in 10 seconds. So he's just gonna, my countdown timer has to go. 3, 2, 1, go. Goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. If you need to rest, you're about to cramp, whatever, it's okay to take a break. Three, two, one. Good. We're just gonna roll over onto our belly, right? If this is uncomfortable, we'll find a different variation. We're looking for upper back opener. Starting in 3, 2, 1, and go. And rest. We're doing push-up down dog, so you just kind of find a comfy position to be in for a second. Three, two, one, and go. Push up, down dog. You can assist this, elevating yourself, bending the knees, using the knees, or respecting whatever range of motion you have or don't have today. Three, two, one, and switch. Or sorry, rest, excuse me. I've been doing this without a break for a lot of my clients, but I find it's nice to have a little bit of time to rotate. Okay, back to your glute bridge marches. And go. My hope is your heart rate starts to come up a little bit as we do this stuff. Three, two, one, and rest. I say rest, misnomer. You know what I mean. Take a break. Switch for a second. Starting your next station, which would be the swimmers, in 2, 1, and go. We're in round 2 of 3. This is a great space for some PT stuff, Maxine, if you still need it, but you seem good as it is. So you can substitute this as needed.
PT forever.
PT forever. As long as you're not paying for it forever. 2, 1, and rest. I mean, ultimately, we're all going to be in and out of physical therapy office at some point in our life. I think it's given. Okay, to your push-up down dogs in 3, 2, 1, and go. You can get your chest to the ground or to the surface you're pushing to, so your tabletop, your bench. If it's not, you don't have an option, it's too low, go as low as you can safely. The down dog is a nice stretch for the hamstrings, the back, shoulders, even the wrists. Push up is a push up. And rest. Okay, one more time. Starting in 5, 3, 2, 1, and go. And rest. Good. This is your final time on each station. Okay, you have 5 seconds till you start your swimmers. 3, 2, 1, switch. Try to keep the chest up, head sort of tucked and up on that. Yeah. If you need to make this more comfortable for yourself, find a way that feels okay for your torso, your belly. Keep your butt squeezed, toes pointed. 3, 2, 1. Good. Rest. One more activation. Hopefully, you feel nice and toasty afterwards. 5 seconds. Final station. 2, 1, go. 5, 3, 2, 1. Rest indefinitely. Good. It's close timer. Okay. Alrighty. Hopefully, you feel a little less cold. Yes. Layers have been removed. I know different layers because you're in a basement and you're inside. But I've seen one less layer in all of you, which is a good sign. So let's talk about our heavier deadlift for those of us who have a heavier kettlebell, heavier dumbbell options. Honestly, a bag of books, should you feel inclined. I know the three of us not so ready for this one, but if you want to grab a tote bag, fill it with some cookbooks, great. That also works. Um, but some, I would say, potentially heavier options if you have that option, or it's appropriate for your body right now. If PT says no, don't, okay? Or just GP in general. Um, so what we have here, right? I'm going to demonstrate the light kettlebell, but you can use the same idea with a heavy dumbbell or a heavy kettlebell, which would be your two-footed deadlift, which has been, I feel like forever since we've done. So I have my not so heavy kettlebell, but I'll pretend it's heavy. It's between my feet. If I have dumbbells, you can choose, but I like to have it between my feet in this case. My singular object. I'm braced. I know you can't see. I'm wearing clothing here, but braced, soft knee bend. My hips move behind me. As soon as I need to, I'll bend my knees. Now, I can actually touch this kettlebell, but if you can't touch your object, you can stack something underneath it to make it higher. And then I'm going to go ahead and brace, push, right? And then come back down. The same way I came back up. Hips move back, bend the knees 5 times, right? If it's heavy enough, your third, maybe fourth and fifth rep should feel challenging. First 3 can feel, I would say, relatively easy. Now, if you're like myself, you don't have a weight heavy enough to need this or to kind of that 5x5, great for heavier weight. Not so good if my weights are not heavy. So, heavy enough, we have a suitcase deadlift. So I want to take my suitcase, right, my kettlebell, right? Again, I can raise this up if I need to. Same thing, my hips move back, so same principle. Instead of moving my hip backwards, right? This is my suitcase. Move my hips backwards, bend my knees. I stick this hand out to the side sometimes to balance, but that's up to you. I'm going to be biasing to my left, kind of left side of my body. My right side still has to, if you need to make a fist with your right hand, that's fine. And stand. Hips back. So the demand is higher on the left side, or the side you're carrying the weight on. This side, I'm making a fist because it helps me activate the opposite side. Just watch your toes when you do this. So if this weight is very, 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 very tiny, right? So if my dumbbell, If I can't touch the ground, or if I do, it's obviously a bit obtuse, it's okay to tilt this kettlebell, this dumbbell downwards. See how my hand is tilting this? I have black on black, so I'm showing you behind me. I can do that instead. So with my dumbbell tilted down, I can do the same thing. Gives me a little bit of height on my dumbbell. We can also make this a Romanian deadlift. So range of motion can be not touching the ground if that's just, I would say, not appropriate, as in you can't touch. So Risa, don't worry about touching the ground on this, right? If it's really far away, like if your only option is to forward fold. So for example, you're doing a great job, but if your only option, you're like, great, but my only option now is this. Okay. I'd rather just stay in a Romanian deadlift shape, as in not touching the ground at all. Yeah. Good. We're doing 5 per side. And then you can switch and then rest and repeat 5 more times. You can do single leg deadlift, lift the lat back leg if you feel inclined, but you're muted. So if you have a question, let me know.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just saying yes. Okay, let me try that.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Okay.
You're good. If you need to just give me one of these, that also helps. Or this. I'll take a no. Just you can mime if you don't want to unmute. Yeah. Good.
Doing 5 times 5.
Yep. So whether it's 5 per side times 5, or it's 5 with a singular barbell if you have one. I technically do, but it doesn't really fit. um, so it just lives in our living room. So anyone who wants a barbell, they have one. Turns out you need a lot of space for one of those, or more space than we have. So good. Keep those eyes forward, Risa, and the chest up. Yeah. So moving your butt back. And if you have a logo on your shirt, I should see that logo, the top of that logo, if anything. Right. I feel like you have like a lapel. If you have a little, like my name is. Actually, the top of that capital letter of your name. Yeah, resting between, and if your grip is a factor, you can rest between hand positions as well as, if you're, I would say between sets, I would say at least 45 seconds. Yeah. Dancing, fidgeting, just don't lift. Okay. You could sit down too, but not everyone likes to sit down. It's not everyone's cup of tea. If you're lucky enough, you can drink coffee.
Have some.
Yeah, I finished my coffee, but that's okay. I had my allotted 2 cups, so.
Oh.
I say allotted. I say typically I have 2 cups in the morning, and then the third is a nice bonus if I want one, but not always. Nice. Yes. Nice reset. Good. Heavy on the hamstrings. If you add a range of motion with by bending the knees, just keep your, I would say, if you tend to round your chest down, keep the chest up. If you tend to keep the chest up, we'll do the opposite. Good. Yeah, there's kind of 2 shapes you make with the deadlift. You have the hunchback, right? Hunchback, and then you have the typically I want to say yogi slash ex dancer, right? Which is like this,
Yeah.
right? So if you're this guy, I want you to think about tucking. If you're this guy, I want you to think about chest up. Ultimately, somewhere in the middle. But it depends on what your default pattern is.
I feel like I overdo it with this. So
Yeah, I would say if anything, you could think, honestly, the analogy I use is imagine like 4-year-old Maxine and being measured against a wall, being like, how tall am I? Yeah, right? If that you're looking for vertical, you're not reaching behind you because there's
yeah.
an imaginary wall. And no one slouches when they want to be measured for height.
No.
I've never seen a kid slouch for height. They're like, oh, look how big I am. So that, yeah. I will say, as your deadlifts get heavier, or maybe your fatigue increases, so that can happen in both on your suitcase and I would say your more conventional 5 sets of 5. Your lats, so under the armpit and the shoulder, are going to have to work harder to stabilize, and that's okay. So I imagine squeezing a grapefruit under my armpit, just holding it there, just creates some tension. And for my suitcase deadlifters, a really simple thing is if your hand stays next to your leg, good. If your hand kind of glides away from your leg, unlikely behind you, typically in front of you, you probably lost that lat engagement or that shoulder stability. Nice job.
One more.
Yep. Yeah, grip is definitely, grip and wrist are, grip is always going to be, I think, the thing besides, let's say, I would say, we think of low back, but really that's a bracing problem and a positional problem for most people. So grip becomes a bigger factor for most people than,
Yeah,
right? So once
definitely
your core is strong enough, right?
noticeable. Yeah.
Yeah. But grip strength, right? We don't have the luxury. I don't have luxury of pull-up bar. Okay. And honestly, ones that live in your door jam make me real nervous because I don't trust they're just not gonna
Oh,
fall
I
off.
have one. I should actually use it sometime.
Yeah, so if
Yeah.
you have one, that's great. You can hang from it. And we talked like I assume actually for you, Arisa, that actually might be high enough, but if you can put your feet on something, like if you're not someone like for typically a typical door
Yeah,
height,
no,
right?
I can't
Next to
touch the
myself.
ground and touch the
Yeah,
bar.
you're touching the ground, right? All right.
Okay.
So if that's fine. If that's the case, you can still hang on to it and just bend your knees and
Okay.
and so extend the elbow and you can pick the feet up. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing.
I don't, kind of like you, I'm a little concerned, so I don't jump on it.
No, no, no
So I
jumping.
have a stool.
Step.
Yes.
A step stool, a thing. Don't jump. Just note how far you're from the ground, because sometimes it's easier just to hop down than it is to step
Yeah.
back.
Okay.
If it's drilled in, you're fine. If it's one that's hook, those hook
One of
and
those like gravity turn something. There's
I'm sure it's
physics,
fine.
but yeah.
I just do pull-ups on things that are bolted into the floor. So maybe it's just I prefer to have things bolted into the floor. It makes me feel better. But grip strength, so whether you're carrying your weight, right, your groceries, hanging from your pull-up bar, if you have kids who go to playgrounds and you're not a single adult, don't go to a playground. That's weird. You will get kicked out.
Yeah.
You're like, no, I'm just like, no, no. They will kick you out, rightfully so. You can hang from monkey bars. Right? Grip strength is a marker, not the only marker of, I would say, reduced comorbidities and increased health markers. It's also kind of useful when you're carrying shit, so good. Um, so next thing we have 3 sets of lateral 8 per leg lateral lunges, which I'll show you. I'm going to show you with weight. You can take the weight out of the equation. Okay, so if that's not happening, that's okay. We have 10 good mornings. These are meant to be a nice stretch and activation. If you want to add weight in front, like we've done before, that can make it a little more core based, which is quite nice if that feels so inclined. And the final thing are Renegade rows. We haven't done these in ages, so I will cover that as well. So you'll need, I would say, for the Renegade rows, preferably if you have 2 weights of the same weight, on the lighter side, that'd be great. It's okay if you don't. Single is okay. We can make that work too. Good mornings, you don't need anything, but a little weight there can be nice. Your lateral lunges. So unweighted. Okay. We have, so I'm standing here. I'm going to step that way. And I'm going to load this hip behind me. So it's going to be sorry, I did this wrong. Excuse me. I'm going to step to my left, load this hip, right? My hand kind of comes towards my knee naturally, and I come back up. We're going to stay on that leg for 8. If you're adding weight, we can do the same thing. I'm going to grab my dumbbell here. Again, I'm a very dark color today, sorry, but I do have a dumbbell in my right hand. I'm going to step to my left and go back. Right? So from the side, same idea. I'm still hip back, toes down, braced belly button over this foot, over my planting foot. So 8 per side, with or without weight. Good mornings. I think at this point we know them, but in case, yeah. Either hands behind your head, feel like a nice open chest. You carry a weight here, feel like that. Just a nice stretch of the hamstrings. My flexible people, if you're touching the ground, you've gone too far, okay? So I just want the hip back, not the forward fold, okay? And then your Renegade rows. This is the one you're going to be upset with me for, and that's okay. It is just, we're going to eliminate the push-up because we did push-ups earlier. It's just today the row part from a plank shape. So if you have the option to have 2 weights of the same size, you can use 2 weights, preferably something that balances you. If you don't, we can do it single-sided. We'll just do 6 per side. So usually, not always, you can do them hand-on dumbbells. This can be rough, but it's doable. I have a wide stance with my feet. And I'm going to row my left arm. So pushing and pulling. Right? You don't need a lot here. If you're someone who has only one weight, and take my hand, plant it. A little awkward, but it works. And here. Just do 6 per side. Shoulder taps are a great substitution. Thigh taps are a good substitution for this. If the weights you have are just not appropriate, as in they're probably too heavy most of the time. For most of us. Cool. Whenever you're ready. We're gonna start with those lateral lunge steps. Weight or no weight with these. So if I'm stepping to my left, I have the weight in my right hand and vice versa. Yeah. So we're going to stay on one leg for 8. So we don't, that switching isn't so. You could switch. It's a little cumbersome. So I would stick with one side. Oh, my knee. I'm fine. Just yeah, just my knee popped. I was like, fuck.
Ow.
I don't know. It's just one of those where it's like I don't know. I'm okay.
I'm fine.
Yeah, all right, good. Just something moved, but seems fine for now.
Oh.
It was a lateral part. Yeah, it was like it's the thing like when you're not doing the workout part and then you trip getting into your car. Like,
Yes.
yeah. You mean like the time that Nikki twisted his ankle on nothing, riding on a flat road 3 weeks before his Ironman.
Yes.
I'm always remembered of Andre, in
Yes, of course.
GGTC,
Yes.
who
Oh,
did what is it? The Dolomites, like
yeah.
100 kilometers or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Came home, he was at a beer mile, stepped off a curb and twisted his ankle.
Oh no.
Wasn't his foot already broken? I think he already had a stress fracture in his
I
foot at that point.
don't know. I mean, I just remember he came back from, running around in the Alps somewhere and doing a long
You
thing
run
and then
around, you can be very fit and very brittle.
okay, that could be.
Good way to
Right?
put it.
Well, like that's why you need bone density. You need to have, I mean,
Yep.
bones can be bendy. I mean, it's a weird descriptor, but like you shouldn't fall and shatter your hip. I mean, there's an age in which that starts to happen, but we don't have, we can prevent that as long as humanly possible. Um, guess what? With weight training. Ta-da! Um, but yeah, you can be strong and brittle until you fall down, and then
Yeah.
it's kind of a bummer. Um, actually, a little bit scary. I think was the statistic of like people. I think it's specific at women. I think that's the study. It's like, and with if you break your hip after a certain age within a year and you don't have social support, you're gonna die within the year, basically.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about like 80s, right? Like older, but I think it's a lack of social support and then being like basically not moving.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would make anybody crazy and sad, like and depressed.
Absolutely.
Who wouldn't be? Like post shoulder stuff, you still had friends being like, hi, and bothering you and giving you stuff and probably annoying you more than you want, but they love you anyway, right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey Maxine, what are you doing? What are you doing when you come? Like, come play with
Yeah.
us, right? But you don't have any friends to say,
Yeah,
hey, come play
I
with us.
go, I go to Saturday swims and just like float around in the water because it was
Perfect,
just,
right? But you had a
yeah,
place to be, a place to go. You were able to
exactly.
get to that place. You had the help to get there if you needed help driving. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, I had that support. Absolutely. It was
yeah. Hmm.
the only thing that got me through it.
Hmm.
It's awful.
So like, a broken hip, not only is it painful,
Yeah.
as we get older, also healing is slower. We need to be more conscious, like eat if you're not eating meat, like have some sort of, I know, if there's like a collagen replacement thing for vegetarian, like plant-based diets or resting more, getting more sleep, we have to be more specific about our recovery. Um, at 23, you're like, that'll be fine. See you in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm
So
definitely noticing that, yeah, I can't get away with stuff that I used to get away with.
really, I think it's your recovery needs to be more specific.
Yes.
Work like, and this could be between workouts, or I would say just if you're physically active, you know, then between like sessions. Obviously, life aside, things will happen where it won't be perfect, but chronically running into that lack of recovery is going to mean you're not going to perform as well as you can.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No. I have learned this time around that I can't pull the long nights of work that I used to and just pop up the next morning the fresh as a daisy.
I've never been able to do that. I'm not someone who's ever been able to manage that kind of.
Uh,
No.
I tried to pull one all-nighter in college, singular, and I had a nervous breakdown. I was like, nope,
uh,
duly noted. Uh,
Yeah.
that I don't, it didn't work. So it's never been something I could do. But
uh, I did that as a young corporate minion, putting in ridiculous hours at a name company. Oh, yeah, more than
I
once.
think it's kind of a badge of honor. I get the
I
impression.
know, I think at that time it was, and I bought into it like any other corporate minion.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard I have I have friends of friends who are baby lawyers, and it's a trial by fire.
Yeah,
Um,
yep,
they want you to quit,
God,
and if you
go
survive,
back.
they're like,
yeah,
"You cut your teeth, kid. Good.
yep.
Join the club." And I was like, "Oh, so hazing is systemic abuse is okay, sure, yeah, all right, okay, excellent." So I've worked one corporate job. No, yeah, no one, and it was a temp job. And it was an architecture firm and it was a 6 month stint, which is great. Just took some notes. And then when I left, I took a bunch of notebooks because they were really nice notebooks. I think
And
it
there
was
is
fun.
nice swag at those places. Yes.
No, I don't know if I was supposed to, but I definitely did.
Nobody will notice.
Nope.
Okay. How many
I'll
times?
do the
Six
office
sets.
plan
One
group.
more. One more. All right. Hold on. Oh, one more.
3 total sets.
Okay.
So we can think of total volume here. If you need to modify, right? 3 sets times 8 per leg, 3 sets of 10, 3 sets of 12. If you need to modify, modify. So whether you're changing the weight so you can keep the set number of reps, if you don't have that option, change the number of reps. Um, for most of us, we'll probably be decreasing them, I imagine, but who knows? You can tell me. Um, if you'd like to increase it, I would increase complexity over volume. Make them harder. Add a pause. I don't know. If you're a sucker for suffering,
Renegade rows are a lot.
hmm?
Those renegade rows. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
We're gonna kill those.
yeah, yeah. That's what I mean. The Renegade rows, like the lateral lunges for most people, unless you have some knee stuff, is fine. Um, good mornings feel nice, just a nice stretch, and then the good Renegade rows are just rude. Yeah, agree.
I need
Hard.
to everything. I've missed too many weeks.
Well, you're back now, so
I'm
You're
back.
back.
that's all that matters. And the thing is, right, whether you're coming back or, like I said, you're building towards, although end of the season, but assume you're doing La Quinta for argument's sake. If you're building towards something, it's okay to, like, I'm in my heavy build season, like my heavy weight season, weightlifting. But if it's not your weightlifting season, although for most of us it is, we're approaching that time, it's okay to finish your last event or last events of the year before leaning in. Um, I hope you're feeling better than when you started. I mean, maybe not, maybe more emotionally better than physically. Probably feel worse physically. Better emotionally, we hope. Um,
Always.
good.
Yes, definitely.
Glad
Yes,
to hear it.
always.
Um, regardless of whether you celebrate Thanksgiving, I wish you a uneventful holiday,
Thank you.
which isn't always for everybody, but I wish you the least eventful holiday possible, given your circumstances.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fair to say boring.
No, hey, days off of work,
Restful. Yeah, exactly.
theoretically.
So time off,
Great.
rest.
Good. Maybe a spa, a massage, a day alone.
Yeah. Oh,
Day alone. Yeah. I think day alone and
day
spa
long.
and massage all go together
Yeah.
here.
Stay alone in the spa.
All of the above.
All of the above.
Okay, you guys, I will see you next week.
Thank you.
All
All
right. Thanks,
right. See
Kirstie.
ya. Thank
Bye.
you. Good to see you both.